Well, the arrow's pointing up. And no, I think that which it points to is what beauty points to. It transcends beauty. It's more than beauty.
And that speaks to the divine.
It points to the divine. And the fire in it is the transformation that's always occurring within every structure. And the fact that the fire doesn't consume the bush in that representation is an indication of the balance of transformation with structure. And that balance is presented as God. And what attracts Moses to it, in some sense, is the beauty. Now, it's the novelty and all that.
And forgetting that you might die today.
The angel of death sits on every word. How's that?
How often do you actually consciously...
All the time.
Notice the angel?
All the time. I think it's one of the things that made me peculiar. When I was in graduate school, I thought about, I had the thought of death in my mind all the time. Our parliament is not running for the next year. It's still Zoom in. It's still COVID lockdown parliament for the next year. It's already been fatally compromised, perhaps, by the lockdowns for the last couple of years. And this is parliament we're talking about. And you got some new material and you think it's funny. And you go into a club and you lay out your new material and people laugh at some of it. And you pay attention to what they laugh at and what they don't laugh at. So you subject yourself to the judgment of the crowd. And you get rid of everything that isn't funny. And if you do that enough, even if you're not that funny, the crowd will tell you what's funny. So you can imagine you do 50 shows, and each is an hour long, and you collect 2 minutes of humor from each show. So you throw away 2 hours, more than 98% of it. You collect 2 minutes per show.
And I don't know if
you've had a taste of this, no doubt, because people recognize.
Yeah, but I also have, when a person recognizes me and they come with love and they're often brilliant people, one of the thoughts I have to deal with, one of the dragons in my own mind is, thinking that I don't deserve that kind of attention. And
that in order to tolerate this, let's say, or to be able to sustain it, well, that's taken a lot of negotiation on the part of Tammy and I, because she's dragged into this and, her life is part of this, whatever this is. And she's had to find her way and has. For example, now she has a different hotel room than me when we travel. And she found that she didn't want to be on the tour this spring. And I was ill again for part of it. And that made it complicated. But she went away back home and she came back and she said, and she was nervous about it. She said, I think I need my own room. And part of me was not happy with that. It's like, what do you mean you need are we not married anymore? It's like, you need your own room. And she said, well, I can't. I don't have psoriasis. All of the patches have gone.
Yeah.
My gum disease, which is incurable, I had multiple surgeries to deal with it, is completely gone.
And then there's this kind of puzzle that I've been longing to solve. The same reason I went to Ukraine, of asking this question of myself, who am I? And what was this part of the world? What is this thing that happened in the 20th century? That I lost so much of my family there, and I feel so much of my family is defined by that place. Now, that place includes the Soviet Union, it includes Russia and Ukraine, it includes Nazi Germany, it includes these big, powerful leaders and huge millions of people that were lost in the beauty, the power of the dream, but were also the torture that's was forced onto them through different governmental institutions. And you are somebody that seemed from some angle to also be drawn to try to understand what was that. And not in some sort of historical sense, but in a deeply psychological human sense.